Most judges sit behind the bench with cold detachment. But Judge Frank Caprio, the man millions call America's judge, did something no one expected. He brought humanity into the courtroom. He turned traffic court into a stage of compassion. And yet, behind his kind smile and viral moments, there are hidden truths that most people don't know. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. Here are 10 hidden things about Judge Frank Caprio that will change how you see him forever. Frank Caprio didn't grow up with privilege. Born in 1936, the son of an immigrant milkman, his family barely had enough to survive. While other kids played after school, Frank worked, shining shoes, delivering newspapers, just to support the household. This humble beginning shaped his future. Because Frank understood hardship not from books, but from living it. And later, when people stood before him in court, single mothers, struggling workers, the elderly, he remembered his own family. And that memory softened his judgments. What if I told you Judge Caprio never dreamed of wearing the robe? As a young man, Frank only wanted to be a teacher. He earned a degree in political science and began teaching high school history. But something stirred in him, an urge to fight for fairness. He studied law at night, balancing teaching by day and law school by evening. By sheer determination, he passed the bar. But even then, he never thought about becoming a judge. That opportunity came much later, almost by accident. In 1985, something extraordinary happened. The mayor of Providence, impressed with Frank's reputation as an honest lawyer and teacher, appointed him to the municipal court. Frank was stunned. He hadn't sought the position, but when duty called, he accepted. That decision would set in motion a legacy that the world now celebrates. Judge Caprio's courtroom became famous through a local TV show, Caught in Providence. At first, it was just a tiny cable program, meant only for Rhode Island residents. But one clip, then another, spread online. Soon, millions across the world were watching Frank Caprio dismiss tickets, comfort families, and crack jokes with defendants. The producers never imagined it. Frank never imagined it. But compassion had gone viral. Here's something most people don't know. When Frank saw someone in genuine need, someone choosing between paying a fine or feeding their family, he often paid the fine out of his own pocket. No cameras, no applause, just quiet generosity. He believed justice wasn't only about the law, but about mercy. Frank Caprio isn't the only public servant in his family. His brother, Paul Caprio, was a well-known political activist. His children pursued careers in law, education, and community work. To the Caprios, giving back wasn't optional. It was the family tradition. Few people know this hidden chapter. Judge Caprio wasn't only a courtroom figure, he was also deeply involved in education. For 20 years, he served on Rhode Island's Board of Governors for Higher Education, even becoming its chairman. That meant he had a direct hand in shaping the future of thousands of students. To Frank, justice wasn't only about law, it was also about opportunity. Not everyone applauded Judge Caprio's kindness. Some critics claimed he was too soft. That dismissing fines set a bad example. That mercy weakened the law. But Frank stood firm. He argued that compassion didn't erode justice, it completed it. Because justice without mercy is cruelty, and mercy without justice is chaos. He believed the balance was everything. Judge Caprio's viral clips reached not just viewers but also judges around the globe. From South America to Asia, many judges have cited him as inspiration for bringing humanity into their courtrooms. Think about that. A small courtroom in Providence, Rhode Island, influencing legal culture across the world. Judge Frank Caprio's greatest achievement isn't the thousands of cases he presided over. It isn't the TV show. It isn't the fame. It's the lives he touched. The single mother who walked out of his courtroom crying tears of relief. The veteran who found dignity restored. The child who saw, maybe for the first time, that authority could be gentle. Frank Caprio's legacy isn't written in law books. It's written in human hearts. In a world where justice often feels cold, Judge Frank Caprio proved something radical. That kindness is not weakness. That compassion is not bias. That mercy is justice. So the next time you see one of his viral videos, remember, behind the smile, behind the laughter, behind the tears, is a man who rose from poverty, who never sought power, who gave more than he took, and who left behind a courtroom forever changed.